Here we go again, guys. Got something special. Wonder what this is. Let's check it out. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Paddle Addicts. Today we got another special video. As you see by the title, we got the 11six24 Alpha Power Pro in the vapor shape. Let's unbox this thing, guys. Very nice paddle cover as usual. Let's do this. Oh my goodness. Look at this beaut, guys. So here is the Alpha Pro Power in the vapor shape. I'll put all the specs on the screen right now for the Vapor Alpha Pro Power. This is definitely a very unique shape for the 11six24 line. As you can see, it's a little shorter than your usual elongated, but definitely a bit wider. But the handle is still a great length. It is listed as a 5.75, but I think it's measuring out more to 5.6. 5.5-ish range. The twist weight is very high for this, and the swing weight is very low, as you can see, which gives me so much more room to add weighted tape to customize it as I need. As far as technology within this Alpha Pro Power, this is equipped with wide cell 10mm polypropylene cells, as well as the usual Gen 3 construction with the foam ring around the perimeter of those cells. So it'll definitely be very much more plush and controllable compared to the regular. Also, the face layup is a little different as well. Also, they added these carbon fiber strips, and I'll put the picture on the screen right now. Big shout out to John Q, but there are some carbon fiber inserts, as you can see, to help with stability, control, a little bit more plow through, a little bit more weight on the sides as well. But yeah, so this is constructed slightly different than the Power series. This is touted to be very similar in power and pop to the regular series, but with a little bit more control and less stiff, more plush. And that sounds right up my alley as far as my preference for paddles. So if that's your preference, definitely you're gonna like this paddle. Base layup is a little different too. So instead of a regular CFC like the regular Power series, this is a FCC. So it's a fiberglass weave, then 2 layers of carbon fiber. So that fiberglass really helps with the firepower and ignite the pop on this, but the carbon fiber as well as the wide cells help with the control of all the shots. So I feel like this would be a very controllable power and pop comparative to the big hitters like the Armas and the Yolas and the Ripples. So as far as that, I mean, if you guys watch the Hirachi video, everything is basically the same, just a different shape. But enough talking, guys, let's weight this thing up. But before we do that, please don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I finally got to 500 subs. Next goal is 1,000. Need your guys' help for that. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, let's weight this thing up. Alrighty, guys, back. Just customize this to my liking. First and foremost, big shout out to you, Drippin'. As you already know, I put 2 Pro Tour whites overlapping each other instead of one stock grip. You already know, you Drippin' has the best overgrips in the game. Check out the link in my description below. Use my coupon code up here, save you a couple bucks. Also, had to weight it up a little bit. So I came up with this as my first iteration. This is 2 grams on each side. This is 0.5 gram per inch pickleball effect tuning tape. I put it a little higher because there is a little bit more room because of the lower swing weight to add a little bit more stability and plow through. We'll see how that goes on the play test. Lastly, I started doing this with a lot of my paddles. I put this painter's vinyl tape on top. It's a 3M tape. So you can see, very clear, keeps the edge guard clean and protected, but still shows off that beautiful gradient from 11six24. But other than that, that's pretty much it. We'll kind of see how this goes. I weighed this up and its static weight now is around 8.5 ounces, which is roughly my range from 8.4 to 8.5 is what I'm comfortable with. Surprisingly, it's the same weight as my Perseus, but this is definitely a little bit more head heavy. The balance point's a little higher, the swing weight's higher, but this 11six24 has so much more room to customize. So I'm very excited to get out there, play test these, see what these are all about, and see if they stack up with the prior Power series. Let's go. This Vapor Alpha Pro Power was an amazing one. Let me tell you, the power and pop was very linear as far as power. I was able to drive from the baseline, from the mid-court, from all other areas. But with the linear power, it wasn't sailing out like I usually do on my Yolas or any other power paddle in that category. It was definitely an ample amount of power into which you can play with and test as far as your ability, but it wasn't off the charts power like a Ripple or Armra, where it was hard to control and unpredictable. I feel like every time I drove this in my similar swing for drives, it was definitely a lot more comfortable because I kind of had more confidence that, hey, you're not gonna sail this over the fence or any of that sort. Now the pop was a little bit more than the Perseus, which is okay, but not unsurmountable like a Ripple or a Paddle Tech. So it's definitely very controllable, especially in the kitchen battles, fast hands and whatnot. Now, where this really shined, in my opinion, was the resets and soft game, as well as the kitchen play. I feel like my drops, once I got used to the shape of this paddle, I was able to dial them in pretty well. Definitely my go-to now as far as my game is my third shot cross drop. And I was able to place it in spots where it would get that player off position because it was so lofty, but a lot of topspin in which they had to change their body mechanics in order to reset that ball. The ball feeling plays into that because this has such a great ball feeling in my opinion. Very comparable to my Perseus Pro 4. I think it's a tad bit more stiff, but it was still pretty plush, in which once a hard shot was hit at me and I was trying to reset it in the mid-court, at the kitchen, whatnot, it was very achievable, very easy and comfortable for me to do that, and I had no kind of trouble with that. But yeah, this comparative to the original Power Series for the 11six24 is a great kind of, not really an upgrade, it's more like a side grade in a way. It has similar amounts of power. The pop is very similar. I feel like the only difference is ball feeling. This, like I said before, this is a little bit more plush than the original Power Series. So if you like that plush feeling, so definitely I think you want to try this out. But overall performance thoughts, I really like this paddle. I was very surprised. I thought during my play sessions, I would relapse and go back to my Perseus, but thankfully I didn't, because this paddle helped me a lot with my control, my resets, my dropping, and a more disciplined drive, which is great, with a big margin for error because of how forgiving this paddle is and how high the twist weight is and how big the sweet spot is. I feel like I can rotate this into my top 3 paddles for rotation for main. So it definitely did an impression on me. I feel like I like this a lot better than the Hirachi. The Hirachi was definitely comparable to this, but I feel like the sweet spot on that was a little smaller than this. Obviously due to the shape, because that is an elongated shape, but I just had a better time with the Vapor, and I'm sure a lot of people who are very interested in the Vapor or have used the Vapor shapes before are gonna love this Alpha Pro Power. Overall, I've heard such good things about this Alpha Pro Power series from other reviewers as well as myself, so I'm sure he will drop these soon, just maybe in a different colorway, even though this black is beautiful. I believe these will potentially retail for $200 before code. So with my code, definitely save you a couple bucks. But yeah, I hope this helped. Like I said, this is an amazing paddle for the price, for what it offers, for all the attributes in this paddle that contributes to your pickleball game. I feel like it's gonna be mostly positive. Yeah, before we go guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I have so much more content to come, more paddles. I'm still catching up on all my reviews. And we finally hit 500 subs. Thank you guys so much. That's all thanks to you, the viewers, the subscribers, the non-subscribers that watch. Thank you as well. This is just a start, guys. Next goal is 1,000. I hope to get more paddles from different companies, small, big, whatever, so I can review them so you guys can see if that paddle is for you for your game. You guys have no idea. Thank you guys so much. Till next time, peace.